Right. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only. Devin, whose business are you digging in today, man?
Eggs and ass. They both went up this year. You didn't know that?
Listen, mama, here's your boy. And he got something to say.
I always believe firmly, on paper, I am a white man.
Brother Kenny, Mr. Pound Town himself. Sir,
I'm unbothered. I'm getting ready to go walk my fish again and fly my cat. That cat during this whole 4 years. That's all I'm
listen, y'all.
We apologize.
I really try to control my show as much as I can, but when y'all get started, oh my God.
It's TFG tonight. With Brenton Haynes, Kenny the sports guy, Mr. Lee Black, and the lady of the hour, Miss Devin Devine. Mysterio.
Hey, it's Fat. No, that's Tuesday, right? Oh, yeah, Friday. All right.
Can y'all tell me why that makes two? Just off the subject. When I post that, do y'all know why it creates two when I hit send?
Sometimes it does that. It does that to me too. I don't know why.
So weird.
You need to upgrade your software.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, well, that's the show. We'll see y'all on next week. What is good, everybody? Man, it is a fantastic Friday, and my God, is there plenty to talk about in these streets. I think we are all victims of pent-up frustration, and so y'all just be careful. Hide your kids, because I feel like Lee Black is on some fireball, and I ain't talking about no drink either. So y'all be all right. Let's go. Everybody good? Oh, yeah, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't gonna give me no more. I ain't commenting on y'all. Hey, Miss Carol, good to see you over here. Yeah. Get out of my shirt. I tell you, these kids, I'm listen. They ain't seen wait till exhale. Wait till I'm gonna start bleaching these clothes. Anyway. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. If we say something you like, please, by all means, you can feel free to give a little bit something in our Cash App. We would certainly appreciate it. But we're not gonna waste no time, because there is a lot going on in these politics, and the midterms are less than 90 days away. November.
Yeah.
August, September, October.
Yeah.
No, right at 90. Yeah.
Right at 90. Yeah.
So listen, y'all. Donald is on the move, but I got a few questions. So, Lady D, I'm gonna ask you this one. Fauci had to go up and talk to some folks this week. Now, I don't know what they mad about at old Fauci, but this was a whole classism meeting for me, because again, why y'all get a hold of this man's diary and then tell all his little secret business about what he's doing? So, sister, I mean, did you watch it? If you did, what you take from all this back and forth with these quacks?
I plead the fifth.
Right. Hey, he's smart. He know what y'all. He
didn't say a damn thing to them. It was so silly, and I feel like they were attacking him. But there's a double standard at that level, with the government. So I feel like they hold some people to a higher standard than others. Yeah, he crooked as hell, but so are the rest of them. I thought it was funny, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I think of course, that whole pandemic thing was a ploy. I realized, a lot of that, but I also know people who unfortunately lost their life during that time. So there was something to it, but I don't know if the vaccine was as necessary. But I don't know. I don't blame him for not saying nothing. If 47 can do it, he can do it.
What you talking? Listen, and when a man sit up there and tell you point blank, I'm trying to throw you in jail, boy. Well, then, hey, fool, I ain't got nothing to say to you suckers either. Shit, you crazy? So y'all get this boy a pardon just because he got the toilet paper on the roll over backwards. So again, it just is what it is. Kenny, so Donald Trump he just ain't got no shame, and so he was supposed to have his attorney general confirmed this week, and two of the boys that mad at him because he done got they primaried, Tillis and Cornyn. Right now, they don't want to vote, but everybody else was ready to vote for him. But Trump said, that's okay. I'll wait till you suckers leave, and then the new people come in, and then I'll resubmit him. Because, again, you only got 120 days to operate in this situation as a, interim.
Right.
And so now when he removed his name, he get another 120 days. I say, Lord, these folk crazy, man. So again, Donald Trump is literally telling y'all what the quiet part is out loud. Because again, he can't get confirmed because the dude won't put in writing that Trump cannot be absolved from all his taxes being audited. So I mean, what say you, brother?
Brother Lee Black has said this from the beginning when this dude got back in office that he's on a revenge tour. It's at the end of the day, it's not about ethics. It's not about, law. It's not about the Constitution. It's not about caring about the American people that's suffering. CC just put in there that he's messing with Medicare. You messing with people's medical insurance and all this. So at the end of the day, man, I don't know why we still give this dude this much energy. I know you got to report on what he does, but why do we keep reporting on his freaking nonsense? I don't understand it.
Yeah. All right, Lee Black, you ready? You done put your bullets in your pistol. You done open up your liquor. I mean, he just like he ready to tell. So I'm gonna show y'all this little video because I guess y'all president he tried to do stand-up comedy at the correspondence dinner, and here's one of the jokes he tried to tell, Lee Black, and tell me how funny you think this is.
Joking aside, I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole freaking stupid speech that they wrote. That was the only good one, and that went down with not exactly great laughter. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this?
Lee Black.
So of course it wasn't funny, but for me, watching that clip, there was a lot to still unpack. Am I on? You guys, can you hear me? I'm on delay.
Yeah. No, you good.
Okay. There was a lot to unpack. Number one, this very correspondence dinner is the motivation that caused him to run for president in the first place. A lot of people forget that it was that dinner where Obama shamed him in a way that he had never been shamed before. And I believe that was the seed that planted in him from that moment on. And he's been on a mission. Now, he said the quiet part out loud, like you said, Brother Renton. Somebody writes this for him.
Right.
But the fact that he's up there he wants to be liked so much. He despises everything Obama is famous for, just his suave intellect. He wants it so bad. And so when you put a narcissist in a room full of sycophants, that's the part for me that caught my attention, that the polite laughter when he's an embarrassment to itself, and the fact that he's just up there rambling. But you said it, brother, above me before, this is where all of us are complicit in giving a narcissist the attention that he so desperately craves. That's where we have to make a conscious choice to tune him out. Now, we know the media is not going to do it. They're going to prop him up there till he fucking dies right on camera in office and be the puppet that they need him to be. But you have to make a individual decision to not pay him no mind. That's my brother says famously, to continue to walk your fish.
Y'all, and I'll be honest with y'all, I just don't understand these people in DC and just rich people, period. He's literally sitting at a correspondence dinner for reporters. They are giving out awards to reporters for the Epstein files.
Right.
While he gets up and begins to berate these people. I don't understand. I don't understand, y'all. I just
unreal.
I don't know they do that, sister. I just don't. Listen,
unreal.
A fight would have broke out in 15 minutes. I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all got to be kidding. So again, I ain't never trying to figure y'all out. It is what it is. I just find it very intriguing how y'all are. What'd you say, Kurt? She said couldn't happen to a nicer.
and he had one for old Nicki Minaj too.
What'd he say?
Yep.
Oh, you didn't hear the joke about Nicki Minaj?
Yep.
Oh man,
when the Secret Service shot at him and everybody said, "Get down, get down."
Yeah.
She took it as an excuse to twerk. It was
yeah. I put it in the chat. It was a clip in there. Yeah, I ran across it on Instagram.
Hilarious. Hey, Miss Toria. Yeah.
Hey, Lady T.
Yeah, nobody watched it for sure, but I just want y'all to see how he want to be a comedian so bad. All right, y'all. Listen, I we only got 4 people on this show, but I think we got a lot of different personalities, and so I need to hear from Pebbles and Bam Bam. What's going on here?
It ain't never going away.
It ain't going away. We got to get a T-shirt now. You know that, right?
I need to hear from the entertainment studios of Pebbles and Bam Bam, because what in the world going on with Usher and Chris Brown? And I mean, are y'all just gonna throw an orgy party or what? And then like one chick like rejected Usher. Okay, I don't know whichever one of y'all want to go for. I just don't know what's going on.
You be killing it, Lady D.
I just think that Usher needs to sit his old ass down. Like somebody needs to tell Usher, like, I know we aging different today. We look a little different. Gen X got it going on. You know what I'm saying? But we still old as shit. And he don't have no business expecting some little 20-year-old to want him gyrating all over him. But she also made it a point to say she just wanted to go up on stage to be seen, but she really liked Chris Brown. She didn't really like Usher. Right. She didn't really like Usher like that. So she was wasting Usher's time, but I like that Usher didn't push it and he just let her go on with his business, because if he would have pushed it, she probably would have tried to get a suit out of him. You know how these folks are today.
Oh yeah.
But and all it was dancing on stage. But he used to not carry on like that. I remember on his little Vegas tour, I thought that shit was nasty because he was putting cherries in folks' mouth with his nasty ass hands and they was eating it and stuff. But now I guess because he's touring with Chris Brown, he has to do a Chris Brown thing, because that's always been his thing, to put his sweaty, nasty ass in that community peeing all over people, putting it on their forehead and shit, and they like it. Oh, dumb motherfuckers. Like, why y'all paying for this nasty ass dude to be gyrated? I don't understand it. I swear to God, I don't understand it. But apparently they making a lot of money off of it. But somebody got to tell Usher, yeah, you still got it going on physically, but you old as shit. Well, and I would be careful with gyrating all over these.
He ain't number 47 though, Lady D.
But if you got an 18, 19-year-old girl on the stage, that's true. His kids is older than her. Like, so I just feel like he should have got Auntie up there, and
he did.
He could have put his balls on her.
Well, I think Auntie came up there.
But I'm saying he should. That's who he should
have started with.
I think they should consciously pick Auntie, Rick Ross' baby mama, to come up there and dance with Usher, because those young girls are there for Chris Brown. I just thought that was a dumb move to even choose her.
He didn't choose her.
Well, I mean, the people. The people.
Yeah, Usher did
actually. VIP and walked her up. They should have chose. They should have chose her mama.
Somebody
her mama
else
was there. They should have chose her mama.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go on, Black. What you got, Bam Bam?
So I get it. I actually get the appeal of it, but you guys said something that I don't think they're taking into consideration. I'm with you, Lady D, on some of it. I didn't have a problem with the cherries part. To be honest, that's his shtick, so to speak, when he did his Las Vegas residency. But the first girl who rejected him, it did exactly what she hoped it would do. She got her 5 minutes of fame behind her.
Yeah, she did.
And she tried to parlay it into even more that you damn right, I'm gonna go up there, blah blah blah.
Pretty privilege and all that she was saying.
This, that, and she went a little further about, bitches was jealous of her, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. So now let's fast forward to Auntie did come up there and she showed out. She humped on him, bumped on him. But here's the problem. I got 2 problems that we're not talking about. Either him and his wife, he's married. So say what you want to about Chris Brown. Chris Brown is community peen. He's a married man.
That is true.
Of a certain age that you would have think he have some decorum. I personally think he's cheapening his brand by doing this.
He does,
because you do have a 40-year-old man that just did the Super Bowl and was elevated to the pedestal of very few people who get to do that. And so now to dilute who you are as a respected R&B artist, one, you're jeopard. Either your wife you have an arrangement, because there's no way that that's acceptable. And then two, you are opening the door. We live in a litigious world. What happens now, months from now, when that same girl says, I lost my job because dancing with you and I was branded as such and so, and now I'm suing you.
Yeah.
You are opening the door for problems you don't want. Because what's to stop her from saying that, well, after the show, I came backstage and you did X, Y, and Z. Dangerous game they're playing.
You do make a great point. Usher, you need to get somewhere and sit down, get back on them roller skates, ding dong, and leave the raunchy stuff to Chris Brown. Because again, you know what I'm saying, you gotta know your place, old school. Right. you can't stay relevant no more. I mean, at some point, you know what I'm saying?
No, he's still relevant, but just do you. Just do you. Don't.
And that's why I wanted to add that last part. Yeah. I really hate that when they put this tour together. I would have loved to have you had the bad boy of R&B, and if Usher had kept it classy and old school and sexy, it would have been phenomenal to juxtapose the two between the two.
Yeah. Right. Be romantic and let him be raunchy.
Right.
But you know, what's up, Steven? You doing all right? He said it's just a fantasy. Just don't take it to the stage. Yeah, you know, that's just.
What up, Jack?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about all that. I ain't been to no concert. Last concert I went to, it was because my wife wanted to go to one, and I said they probably thought I was assisting somebody with some of the what you call them things, the booklets they pass out, the program. Yeah, the program. They're like, sir, can I'm here, I'm watching.
Yep.
Oh, anyway, all right. Well, if y'all go fine. If not, don't. All right. So listen, we talked about it last week. You know, fat meat greasy, and what y'all know what that means. And I'm just telling y'all, somebody learn they're gonna need to just mind their own business right here. Now, two things. Are y'all dog lovers?
I'm not.
I like them. I don't love them.
I don't have one, but I love them.
You have one,
and I hate them.
Yeah, all of them, but the females, I guess. Yeah. All right. So listen, well, in Houston, in the Woodlands, apparently there has been an influx of 911 calls because they think that dogs are being getting swept into the storm drains, and they're barking because somebody needs to come get them out. But there's a problem, Lee Black. When the firefighters and folks come, ain't no dogs in there. Y'all want to know what's in there?
Oh, Lord.
Some frogs.
Some frogs. Sounded like dogs.
So frogs are in there barking, and apparently the noise that's being made is because somebody, one of the frogs is getting some bullfrogs.
Oh, they getting it in.
Okay, mating season.
They smashing and they sounding like dogs.
In a storm drain. Oh my God! I'm like, man. So now the dispatchers, when they get in the phone call, they're like, hey, wait, go check and see if it's a dog actually, because it may be some frogs in there that's doing some of that, some of the hipping and hopping in it. I'm just like, sister, did you know the frogs? I mean, that's not really. I've never heard that before in my life, but
I didn't. But if you ever go to Puerto Rico, they have these frogs. I'm sorry, they have a popular frog called coqui frogs, and they make this, and they sound just like that, and they're really, really loud. So I can see a bullfrog being loud like that because these coqui frogs are really, really loud. It was on the news actually recently. There were a bunch of white people coming to Puerto Rico and talking about trying to kill the coqui frogs because they were too noisy and a nuisance, and they were like, just keep your ass at home and you don't have to deal with our frogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I could see that. Because these frogs in Puerto Rico are loud. When y'all get a chance, look up a coqui frog.
Interesting. Now, Kenny, who you think doing the barking?
Man, listen. I missed this part in biology in 7th grade. They ain't tell us no about these damn
y'all was cutting them off. Y'all
be smashing like this. What the hell? Whoa. Depends on who was doing the most smashing, who was getting the most work in.
Man.
Sometimes the male bullfrog might be louder than the woman bullfrog. Hell, I don't know. All I know is I would want to be animal control, having to go out there and figure out what's going on.
Bruh. I don't know. Lee Black, I know you've seen some things in your life. You ever heard about these frogs mating like that?
No, I love learning something new. But again, I'm not surprised. I love nature stories. And it's just fascinating to me. But if I had to guess, it was probably the male frog. And in the wild with species, ironically, it's usually the male that shows out with all the attention. And all that's because it attracts the females. So they're just like us, showing our ass to get them bitches.
Okay, yeah. All right, so
putting ugly ass rims on your car and shit. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah,
blowing the loud horn.
You used to like it. You
12-inch woofers in the car. Yeah, you right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, sister. So is barking in now? We can.
I don't know, but I could see a bullfrog because if you think about the way their neck like emotes when they make that loud noise, so I could see that.
Okay.
Now,
I was a nerd in school, y'all, so I knew a lot of stuff about it.
In Arkansas, that's how we at our time. That was That's how you catch them Arkansas bitches. They not too bright.
This is a test. This is only a test.
Clip that, please.
Well, listen. At least you know you got a new spot. Storm drains now, right? I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, listen, y'all. All I can do is report the news. I can't help us any other way, but I just got to report the news. So that is all right. Well, listen, I've let y'all go a couple weeks, and sister said she always got something to say, but she ain't never putting that in there. So I guess I'll just keep going with my position about what I need to tell y'all that normally people don't want to tell y'all. So I just have a comment that I want to make here. Is it wrong? Or wait. I can't even read my own handwriting. What did I say?
My sister's a fool.
What did she say? What is she? Oh Lord, what is Sherry? Sherry, see, this is the fifth member of the show. If y'all didn't know,
I think he'll do it too.
I want to ask
this.
Man. Ain't that man done been through enough?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, the boy can't even come out and get a peanut butter sandwich. I got to start barking around.
You got to make you sandwiches. Now you want them barking, boy.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sherry off the chain.
Thank you, Sherry. Good to see you. Late to the show though. You get
thanks,
on
Sherry.
time, so we can All right, listen. Ladies. I want to tell y'all something. When y'all ask us what's wrong with us, and we tell y'all nothing, more than likely we saying that because you already know what the problem is, and we don't feel like having a conversation about it. So it's not that we lying. It's the fact that you probably know what's wrong, and I'm not really sure what game you playing when you ask me, what's wrong with you? Well, you know what's wrong with me. So why are you asking me what's wrong with me? So y'all just trying to start an argument? What are y'all trying to do?
No, we just want you to learn how to freaking communicate. Like, goddamn, why you sitting over there pouting and shit with your arms folded and stuff like you 8, 9 goddamn years old or whatever? If we saying what's wrong with you, it's because we want you to speak because you ruining the whole goddamn mood. You just bringing down the whole mood in the motherfucking house, sitting over there pouting and shit. Either fix your goddamn face or go to bed.
This coming from the woman that really don't give a shit if you feeling some type of way or not. Y'all remember who that came from.
What I'm saying, but don't be ruining my mood and don't be trying to bring down the whole goddamn mood. Like you just like be
But we
mad.
ain't bothering you. We over here minding our business, and you come over here talking about.
Yes, you do. If we saying what's wrong with you, it's because you over there looking like what's wrong with us? Up your mouth and lips and shit hanging out and all kinds of dumb shit with your arms. You want us to know there's something wrong with you because you want us to say what's wrong with you so you can say nothing. So we can say, what the fuck is wrong with you? So you can say nothing again. And then we can say, well, then shut the hell up, fix your face.
Kenny, I don't. Now listen, I know she has gone through quite a few different type of men in her life. I don't know if I'm sitting over there. If I'm over here quiet, I'm processing. That's what I'm doing. I'm processing, and I'm making sure that you know what I'm saying. I'm not doing things. So again, I'm just letting y'all know it's not necessary. If you don't like what we're doing, you can get out the room. Ain't nobody about. Yeah, see, you can get out the room too. I mean, fellas, what a lie. Am I lying?
No, it's some validity to that. But I would say this: the reason why a lot of times we say nothing, because then the conversation gonna take a hard left when the woman's gonna start saying, "Well, you know what? I got a problem with what you did, such and such." That's not this. That's not. We're not even trying to go there. We don't want to go through this conversation. Now we're getting ready to go play tit for tat, and then I already know this is gonna go a whole different way. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
And that's why we pout, Lady D.
I don't even know if it's pouting. I don't pout. I don't. I don't. The only time I pouted when somebody changed my diaper wrong.
Oh, thank you, Lady T. Thank you. Appreciate the love.
Super fan.
Lady D cracks me up. Does she?
Yeah.
Well, at our expense.
Hey, yeah. Well, she gave a contribution.
Though. I didn't see that. Oh, thank you, Miss Tori.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Yes, we certainly appreciate that. Hope we keep up the good work. Oh, okay, Lee Black. Now, I don't. You know, I love you, and I really don't know how I feel about what my wife just sent me. My wife just asked me, "Could you make the dog sound again?" I don't know.
That's how you call women in Arkansas.
Okay, well, just know in about 45 minutes, I'll make all the noise you need me to make.
We have to save that for a cut in. We got to save that audio.
You better be lucky we've been together long enough. I'm not sure when my wife.
Ms. Hayes, we've been doing that call for the better part of 30 years, and it works.
Well, you hear?
There you go. There you go. There
Come on up here and get some of this.
That's like a hyena. She want a pit.
All right.
See, when you now, Brendan, when you do the deep voice, that's when you're on the yard. That's
That's a good answer, Stephen. That's a good answer.
Because we are crazy about you, and you have
great answer.
I'm sick of him.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
I'm agreeing with Stephen on this.
He in there pandering in the comments.
I'm a pander a little bit too, but in a different way, Stephen. Because I agree with my fellow Capricornians. I don't consider it pouting. You know, as I've gotten older, Lady D, here's the thing. My brother Brendan says, you have to contemplate, because what we've learned, what I've learned is I can't give you the real answer. What's bothering me, because my brother above from another says that's going to open the door to a whole bevy of things. So honestly, it's better the older you get. You know, a smart man knows when to pick his battles. So that's when you say, you know, if I'm silent and I'm like, you know, what's wrong with you? Nothing. And leave it at that. And because again, you have some validity in what you're saying now. I ain't saying you lying, but but as we get older and you get smarter, you don't want that smoke in your house. Just let it die.
Yeah, that's right.
But you got to know your man too, because listen, if your man is stupid, well, then of course he ain't thinking about nothing because he's stupid.
Can I make a suggestion? Because when you're pouting, and we know it's something wrong with you,
is pouting,
right? Why the pouting part?
You always
because you pout. And when you say nothing, I feel like it makes the situation linger on longer. So then when you start talking, you'd be like, oh, you ready to talk now? When I asked you earlier what was wrong with you, you didn't want to say anything. So I like to make a suggestion. Okay, and this takes maturity, right? On
both parts, right? This is a mature both parts.
No, I agree on both points. I feel like,
let's see.
You know what I'm saying? If you know how to communicate, what's wrong with you? I am a little frustrated. I'm a little annoyed right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't think it's worth talking about because I don't want to ruin the mood or ruin the night.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's table it and
that's
fair. That's fair.
That's
because then that means yes, I am annoyed, and I know it's making you feel away, but I just don't think it's appropriate to talk about right now. So let's just move forward. And if she's mature, also, you can't do nothing but take that and be like, okay, I hear you. And somebody like me would move on. But when we hear nothing, it's it's almost like you want our attention and you want us to keep saying, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Because I mean, it's the same, because, you know, we revert to like teenagers when we act like that. You know, we do it to us women, and we know you're going to keep saying what's wrong. But if you would just respond, yeah, I am a little annoyed. I am a little frustrated, but I don't want it to ruin the night. And I don't think it's worth, you know, any kind of negative.
That's fair. But I love that you said that you're acknowledging this maturity on both parts, because what that too often leads to is, so how come you want to talk about it now? It must be something serious. And why you hope that so is that person then going to say, hey, I respect where you're coming from? And
but that's when you have to try to figure out a way to be with somebody who is mature and who's a decent communicator.
Yeah,
but let them know that we need you to be able to communicate.
But again, we not finna reinvent the wheel. If you ain't got if one or both of y'all ain't mature, this conversation ain't for you. You wait for the next segment.
Right. Yeah. And then the key to that is, if we decide that we want to express ourselves, are you gonna listen to understand, or are you gonna listen to respond? And see, that's when that line is drawn.
Depends on what you're mad about.
Well, again, that can be a trick, a slippery slope, because a lot of times your lady, she gonna respond. She ain't gonna try to listen to understand. And men too. And I'm not just saying the woman, the men too.
Yeah.
All right. The fifth member of the show said, I'm not asking him nothing, because he should just say what's wrong, or just ignore him.
Sherry is a perfect example.
I know Sherry, my sister. Y'all, I get it, Sherry.
She would be the woman that listened to respond rather than listen to understand her husband feeling some type of way.
Steven said we low key a little scary at times, but we are still strong alpha males.
So are we.
All right, Steven. I'm gonna
look at Kenny's face.
That's him.
That's your boy.
Him.
That's your boy.
Yeah. That's your boy. Man, I'm telling you, he be up in these comments, be pandering.
Thank you for being mature, Steven. We appreciate your maturity.
I already know what his MO is.
We appreciate your maturity in the comments.
I know exactly what he's doing in the comment section.
Here you go, Steven. We just did this segment. There it is. I bet you take that. No, I'll just teasing with you. All right, y'all. Well, listen, that's the quiet part out loud. We appreciate y'all again. While we're just trying to help people add to their conversations, because, you know, if we can help get you one tick smarter, at least we're getting somewhere, right? But yeah, anyway. All right, brother. Listen, it's a lot going out here, man. What you got on the agenda today?
Just to recap real quick, I got to talk about real quick Tony Romo.
Boy.
CBS has benched him.
Oh, that's just because
yeah, CBS has been they benched him indefinitely. He probably not going to do preseason, but he's been benched because of his DWI arrest.
That's actually OWI.
Yeah, it's OWI in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
he got arrested in my born city last week for driving intoxicated while he was playing in a golf tournament and visiting his grandparents. But anyway, so he's been sacked, or some people said he was sacked, but he's been benched. So we'll see what happens on that. Again, we got NFL training camps. Everything is kicked off. So we right around the corner from preseason football. Yeah. But it's staying in that lane. We got to talk about football. Not only the pros, but we got high schools and we got youth football.
Ooh.
We got the Pee Wee Leagues. And ladies and gentlemen, my family, I ran across this piece of video on TikTok, and I basically watched it with my mouth open. This was an 8 and under league, a football team out of Florida somewhere. Don't know exactly where. I think out of Dade County. And they were playing a team in an 8 and under championship at the youth football tournament. And you know, in football, they have their walkout theme songs when they run out. Well, this was the walkout song for these 8 and under football players. And I want you to really listen to what they walked out to. Roll that video for me, please, Brother Brendan.
Yes, sir.
Multiple people have asked for the full video of this, and here it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just prepare yourself.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, yeah! Let's go, nigga! Hey, I want to hear y'all niggas. Hey, let's go. Hold on. What we doing, y'all? Hey, bitch, what up? Yeah. Hey, bitch, what up? Yeah. Hey, bitch. Hey, bitch, what up? They standing on their pockets, top them up. Hey, look, I walk it up. Hands up, shoot it up. Hey, take them on the toe, shoot it up.
I saw the look on Lady D face. I'm gonna start with you, but I want y'all to know this is from a rap song. This artist named PGF Nuke featuring Polo G. Never heard of him. Song was titled "What Up." And if you didn't understand what they said at the beginning, they said, "Hey B, what up? Hey B, what up?" They say they on they block. It's time to slide fuck them up. Your reaction to that, Lady D?
They should all be disqualified and sent home and told that they can't come back and play until they learn how to sing they goddamn ABCs. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's so unnecessary. And my son played Pee Wee football probably from the time that he was old enough to play Pee Wee football. And we didn't deal with that. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the coaches of the Pee Wee football team, it usually be some like hard heads. I mean, because one of his coaches had a grill and a record, you know what I'm saying? So I think that for Pee Wee football, I feel like we should have to vote in a coach just like we have to vote in any other board. It like some, you know what I'm saying, with your school board or whatever, like, because is this who we raising and is this who we want? Because my son would have got his ass whooped and he was just following instructions. I would have went on the field and whooped his ass for cussing and he was just doing, because you know better. You wouldn't say it in front of me. Going to the house and you gonna find another team to play on. All my kids are adults and they still don't cuss in front of me. And so I mean, it's just I don't understand. It makes me sad actually. You know, that no parent or nobody is saying anything about it.
And let me ask you this, Brenton. As you saw two of the coaches, you could tell they were coaches. They were throwing the N-word out there like it was nuts in front of these 8-year-olds. And there were some parents, if you looked in the background, their phone, they were yucking it up. They were feeling it. How can we fix this? Can this be fixed?
No.
Okay.
No. Unfortunately, I'm assuming because this is a championship, so they've been winning.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the problem. This is the danger when you win
Mm.
and the formula that you use when you win, you let a lot of stuff slide because you're winning. Because if they were and whatever, people be snatching their kids out of their left and right. You know what I'm saying? Again, but it's the problem is what we're willing to compromise just to win. And I'm conflicted because again, the problem is that those men are teaching those boys because nobody taught those men.
Mm.
Okay, that's the problem, and that's where we gotta. Again, I said this once before because people get mad about, well, we need the fathers to stay in the house. Not if they're not good fathers. I would rather I would rather you not be in the house and you're a jacked up dude than to be there and then you jack the kids up.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, this is a conundrum because they're winning. I've seen this. Matter of fact, when my daughter was playing volleyball, I saw a man. He was coaching a team, and when I say old school, I'm talking about talking crazy in the. I mean, y'all up 12, and he talking like they down 10. talking down to these kids. But you know why the parents sit there with their mouth shut? Because he was winning. And that's the danger when you winning. We are more willing to accept. Just think about it. When you talk about money, as long as you getting we turn our eyes to so many things.
Yeah.
When it comes to being successful.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Success is the problem. That's a valid
point, Brenton. Brother Black, I know you don't really like the kids. You think they snotty nosed bastards anyway. but you know, Whitney Houston, the late Whitney said, "Children are our future." Is this the future we really want our kids doing?
We don't want, but it's the future we got.
Yeah.
See, wish in one hand and shit in the other. See which one fill up first.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is a microcosm of where we are. This is reflective of exactly where we are. Brother Brenton was right in the sense that it's the parents. Superfan Cece says she blamed the parents. You know, the big major reason for it. We have unfortunately created generations where discipline, principles, character, morality, the Bible has been taken out of homes. What do we expect? And so when our kids are exposed for more hours in a day than you can exert influence over them as parents, even if you are a great parent, that this is the behavior that's accepted. Go to TikTok. Go to social media. When you see young girls fighting with their titties and ass out, and when you see young men with their pants sagging, and it starts at home and there's no discipline. So why wouldn't this translate into something as innocuous as sports? But the reality is this is where we're at. And what makes me sad, as the Lady D says, is unfortunately, in the climate we live in now, folks, this is how they see us. It's bad enough that we've ushered the person sitting at the top of the food chain has rolled back the clock, and we're dealing with, 2.0 of the old South, and they already don't think of us as real people. And so now when you have something like this going on where we're the ones sanctioning this, we're the ones putting it out there, that's making it okay that parents, as you said in the background, aren't protesting, and coaches are handing down this as a lesson to impressionable minds, then what do we expect when they get to be 15 and they're cursing their mothers and fathers out, when they're disobeying police, when they're not willing to respect any authority? We're complicit in creating this environment. And so this is what we got.
It really saddened me. I was like Lady D and like you too, Brother Black. And when I watched it, because I watched it a couple of times just to really see that, like, yo, is this really these brothers that's supposed to be leading these young brothers that most likely, I don't want to say that because now I'm just stereotyping. Mm-hmm. They could be a part of a 2-parent household. I don't know. But just looking at this, coaches are normally, for me, I can speak for me, coaches were like the absentee father. There was no father in my house. So coaches were kind of like that father figure. But you got coaches out here calling them little N-words and letting them listen to this. What are we teaching these young men? So it really saddens me. But again, like you said, Brother Brent, Brother Black, this is where we are. What can we do? Hell, I don't know. I think Pop Warner League should be a little bit more when it comes to allowing these coaches. You definitely should do background. I don't know. It should be a little bit more than letting a dude that played high school football become a Pop Warner coach. I just think it should be more. They need more credentials to be coaching these little young fellas. So that's where we are. Unfortunately, that's we're gonna probably see more of these type videos. See more of these type chants. I'm not blaming rap music. I can't blame rap music because at the end of the day, a parent and a coach has that you allow them to listen to it or not, and they chose to let them listen to it. So I'm not going to blame rap music on this. I blame the coaches and the parents for allowing this to happen. So anyway, that's my sports segment for tonight. Back to you, Brent.
Yeah, man. And again, I want to say these kids are innocent.
Yeah, they just doing what they're told.
That's right. Yeah. And again, whatever have been told to them is okay and it's appropriate. That's what they know, right? Yep. And so again, we can't fault the kids. It's the people that are but again, y'all gonna let them stay because why? Y'all want to get the
they win it. They win.
Yes, right. Yeah. So that's sometimes winning ain't everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right, y'all. Well, that's a new Powerball, apparently. Y'all play the lottery? I know.
Sometimes I do. I do sometimes.
I'm in a lottery group, been playing for 9 years.
Hey, good. Ain't one yet, huh?
Ain't one thing. Nope.
I tell you. So have you ever got at least one Powerball number?
Oh, you know, I win little, the minor parts. I pocket that money. Sorry, group.
Okay, well, listen, there's a young man here. He found a new way to bring some Powerballs. A man in Thailand actually sold his balls for $2.7 million.
What?
He sold his cherries for some booty.
What?
Yes, pirates booty, ransom. Yeah, so apparently a man in Thailand allegedly sold his testicles for $2.7 million to pay for his extravagant modified vehicle, his dream car. Now, they don't tell what kind of car it is, but I'm sure it's a crotch rocket.
My question is,
I see what you did.
What made his balls worth $2.7 million?
That's my question, brother Black. That's my question.
To who?
Y'all getting ball transplants now?
Yeah, and to who?
Listen, I mean,
is Elon Musk behind this?
Well, it says
y'all want another one. Those are ugly. Like, are y'all paying for it?
Hey, oh no, hey, brother Black, your boy P Diddy may have paid for it. That sound like something you pay for.
Oh my God! Well, it says the alleged sale was said to fund his passion for building his dream vehicle. They don't say who bought it.
I'm just trying to figure out who would even want to
buy. Why would it be worth
balls?
Would you sell your balls, Kenny?
For $2.7 million, you goddamn right I would.
Exactly. Put a sock down there. Ain't nobody gonna know the difference.
Yeah, shoot. Man, what you talking about? I don't need them no more now anyway. I got $2.7 million. I don't need them no more. I'm good.
Thank you.
I couldn't even get a vasectomy, bro. I can't. I can't.
Hey, just neuter me, damn it. I'm good. Give me my $2.7 million.
I don't. They gonna have to.
Asking who paying that, because where do I line up? Shit.
My God. But again,
I feel sorry for a man from a hospital I used to work at, because we had him on a hold because he kept cutting his balls out, and they had him on like a suicide watch or whatever. But I'm like, he didn't miss money. He couldn't get the other one out.
Oh my God!
Well,
Lee, they may take a
he
million.
Did that just normal. He'll just be sitting there just cutting on himself. So we had to put him in restraints.
No, man. I ain't doing that, bro. I mean, everybody. I mean, that's the true nature of Powerballs, I guess. I don't know, but
you got that right.
So again, I don't know where you line up at, Lee. I think they may take $1 million from you, because yours has got a lot of wear and tear in that thing.
This is a test.
You done lost some on them tires, them balls. He done lost some tread on them.
Right. What they do, they stick it.
They stick a pity in it to see.
Yeah, this is above normal wear and tear. Right? Yeah, they gonna say we're gonna dock you a little bit, Doc, because this ain't got too much more life in it, man. So I guess I mean, sister, I don't know. I mean, y'all sell y'all ovaries all the time, right?
Really?
Do they?
No, we don't sell them.
I was gonna say
I ain't
we sell the eggs out of the ovaries, but not the ovaries.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know what I meant. That's what I was saying.
What I'm saying, because people will buy your sperm from your testicles, but they don't buy your whole testicle.
Right. Yeah.
Man,
so I don't know why he couldn't just sell the sperm.
Ooh, was he white or black?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why not just sell his sperm? Yeah.
Asian from Thailand.
Oh, that's a kind of culture.
Oh, they was eating them.
Ooh.
Oh, you think so?
That was some millionaire that had a fetish for that.
You don't know.
Ate his balls,
like
stem cells, like baby stem cells or something.
Okay.
You know what? That remind me of an episode of South Park when Isaac Hayes was the voice of Chef, and he wrote a song. His salty chocolate balls was the name of his song he wrote.
Oh, right. Thank you, Kenny.
I'm just saying, I don't know why that came to my head.
Oh Lord, Sherry, please don't tell me you just wrote. I'm ready to give my husband his balls. Don't tell me that. Okay, who wants somebody? Okay, well, all right.
Okay.
Well, y'all getting them for free, so it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
I'm
yeah.
good.
You Lady D said she good.
Mhm. All right. Well, all right, y'all. Well, that's if you can't win in Powerball, just try to see if you can't get rid of yours and get some money for them. So, all right,
Especially
ladies
if
and
you ain't
gentlemen.
using them. If you ain't using them, you might as well sell them.
That's right.
Right. Well, I don't. Okay. Anyway, all right, sister. You gonna take us a little serious with this one?
I am. I was literally minding my business when this came across, and I wish I didn't see it because this is something that I'm sad to hear about again. But a Secret Service agent, Marquez Pender, who's 29, with the Miami field office, is accused of serving as a dean of pledges during 4 separate hazing sessions for a chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and he now faces charges including 2 counts of aggravated battery and with a deadly weapon. Basically, he had one victim. He hazed the victim to the point that one victim required intubation and critical care to prevent further deterioration and death, and another one suffered blackened and necrotic tissue on his ass and required multiple skin grafts. They say the victims were quizzed on hazing, and they put them in stress positions for extended periods of time. If they answered incorrectly a question about the history of the fraternity, that's when they were like beaten with a paddle in that position with their pants down to the point that one of them was bleeding through the underwear. Jared, James, and Elijah face identical charges. Pender, who worked for the Secret Service in September 2023, is currently on administrative leave. And the National Kappa Alpha Psi organization has said it maintains a strict zero tolerance policy on hazing. And, you know, I had said to you guys in the chat, you might as well join a gang. At least you can keep your pants up and have some dignity when they whoop your ass and you get beat in or whatever. Like you pulling your pants down, and they were beating these kids with canes and paddles until they were bleeding from their underwear. I don't know if y'all heard anything about this, and do y'all think there needs to be a stop to the way fraternities are set up, or maybe put a hold on them for a while? Brenton, you got babies, so I know.
Yeah, and none of them in fraternities, or didn't play sororities either. Because again, man, I don't agree with this. Again, if you got to put your hands on me to be my friend, well, we're gonna part ways, bro. Because I'm not doing that. Number 2, I don't. You said this dude was a Secret Service, huh?
He's a member of the Secret Service.
Wow.
Yeah, but again,
and he's a member of that fraternity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So again, I that's a lot of low self-esteem for me. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about people, and y'all sure this wasn't a Diddy party?
No.
Sounds like it. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, because this is ridiculous. Again, you know, more power to y'all. If that's what y'all want to do, if that's how y'all feel. But for me, I wouldn't ask. I mean, my son is in the military, and yeah, he went through some things. But at least they running him a check.
Right.
Y'all got to do it. At least a man just gave up his balls for 2.7. I mean, y'all giving y'all up for free. So that none of that is appealing to me. None of that speaks. I would say this too, and I'll move on. It stems from just how things were being done in history, where you know the lynchings and the beatings and all that kind of stuff. It just has a very warped origin for thinking that somebody need to beat you to make you feel like you are you belong. Man, I can't. I got a pistol for all of them.
Kenny, I think this is like a weird fetish for even boys or men who even get pleasure out of beating someone so much to where it causes them harm. I think there's either some self-hate there. There might be some sexuality stuff there. There might be some underlying hate for them there. Like, because most people, when you spank your kid to the point and where they might halfway turn red, ready to cry, and you feel bad. Like, how do you beat a human to that capacity and have no compassion?
Yeah, and I think you touched on something that the lady did that I think some of these frats and more so the fraternities. I know the sororities go through their initiations as well, but I don't think they take it to the extreme as fraternities do. And I think there's some underlying trauma, some slave mentalities in some of these men in these frats. Because why do you feel like you have to beat someone? As far as initiate for them to be a member of your organization. I get it. You may want to do an initiation thing, but to want to physically harm someone that supposedly is going to be your line brother or your brother for life later on, but you want to beat on them and possibly, cause them death. I don't understand the thought process in there. And I think that is, there's a warped mentality, like you said. But we've seen an uptick in this stuff. Ricky Smiley has been. He talks about this a lot. He's a frat. I think he's a Kappa, if I'm not. No, he's a Q. He's a Q. No, he's a Q. He's a Q. And he's big on the front lines of because over the last 5 years, there's been an uptick in these deaths and these assaults when it comes to fraternities and initiations. So I don't know what we can do. I don't think that I'm like Brother Brenton. I don't need to belong to a organization that had to put their hands on me. I don't need to be a part of that. So I want young men and young women to think differently. And I'm not knocking frats and sororities. I think they do good things too. But this initiation process to become a part of their organization, that has to change.
I agree. Black, are you a Q?
Q aligned.
Q aligned. Okay. I know a lot.
No, he said QAnon. That's what he said.
No.
I know a lot of people who are members of fraternities. They have an expectation that their son also join a fraternity, and I think that also gets a lot of boys caught up because I think they're shamed and made to feel away if they aren't a member of their parents' particular fraternity. But I don't know what the solution to this is. What do you think, though?
Unfortunately, this is a segue from the other segment. This is where we are, and I say I'm Q aligned because long story short, very, very concise. I moved from New York City when I was 17 years old to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, which happens to be a college town, UAPB. And that was the first time in my life I was introduced to that whole Greek culture. And so I don't think there's a solution because they have a rich history. Some of these sororities and fraternities go back 100 years. Yeah. And then I lived for the last 11 years in Atlanta and, major HBCUs there, Spelman, this, that, and the other, Morehouse. And it was depicted in movies, with Nick Cannon. When I say Q line, Lady D, I have very good friends of mine who are in sororities and fraternities. And so I've been around it for better part of 30 plus years. And so I was mistaken for a Q because I lived the life without actually being in it. Drove a purple truck, bald head, wild as all get out, doing my thing. And, I had a house close off campus. So I was able to take advantage of all of the benefits without having to go through all of those things. But this to me is a bigger part of a bigger problem. We talk about sadistic nature of this. The fact that a Secret Service person is implicated in this, it does speak to some sadistic things that's going on. But you nailed it, Lady D. I've always subscribed to thinking that this is some homoerotica shit to me. Sorry for my people who are in it, and I've said this to their face. And I've always believed this because I've been around and saw it up close and intimately. And so when I've been at the parties for the Qs, and as long as the bitches was there, I'm fine. When the women start drifting away and all of a sudden a bunch of guys start wrestling and beating each other with paddles, I'm out, because hitting another man on his ass and wrestling and all that kind of stuff, that part never interests me. And so I know definitively, I'm telling you this definitively, I have very good friends who are active members, some who are openly gay, who stay and come visit me. And when they have the conventions and they come, the day parties are for the brothers, the frats, and the night parties are for the men to do a lot of homosexual shit. And so the reality is I've always subscribed this is some homoerotica kind of thing. I know a lot of y'all think that I think everything is gay, but I've been around so much and seen so much. But this is all that I'll close it by saying this. The reason why I don't think you can do anything about this, Lady D, this comes from a need to belong. And that's what the appeal is. We just talked about the little PB League of young kids, and many of them growing up in households with no father figure. Uncles are doing this, that, and the other. So when these kids go to these HBCUs, especially, and all of a sudden you got this organization that has this rich history, there's a need to belong. Now, the brothers on this panel, whether you want to call it our age group, our generation, or our Capricornian nature, we are all very individuals. But you know what I find to be a major problem when I look at young people today? Nobody wants to be an individual. They all want to belong, male and female. And so it's so easy for them to go along, to get along, rather than stand on principles. So even in an instance like this, where some of them morally you might know you're beating this person, they're bleeding, it's sadistic, but rather than speak up and stand up for them, they go along to get along. And it speaks to, once again, where we are as a society. We need to unplug from the matrix, as the movies say, but look at what we see in society. All the men look alike, all the women look alike. They're carbon copies of themselves, and there's no individuality.
Yeah. All I say is any person who would take part of something like that to a human, you got something going on underlying mentally. You need to go be sitting on somebody's couch, because that is not normal to be okay with causing harm to a person. I don't understand it. I get the hazing where you got to make me breakfast and serve, all of us and barefoot. I mean, I get that sort of hazing, or you got to drive me somewhere every day, or, like the normal stuff, like you pick on somebody for a little while until they make it. But I don't understand harming a person. And the person in the Secret Service, he probably has caused harm to so many people in the community just because he has the badge or whatever, and he's a weirdo. And I know he's on house arrest now, and he should never be allowed to do any sort of serving again, because that is not normal. That is so abnormal to beat somebody till they start bleeding through their underwear and need skin grafts in order to survive. It's just weird. But now I go back to minding my business. And if you are homosexual, just go suck a peen and mind your business.
Wow, that was a way to seg out of that. Jeez.
This is a test. This is only a test. This has been a test. Thank you.
I wasn't expecting that one, Lady D, but okay.
We needed that a whole minute and a half right there. Good night. Thank you, honey. All right. Shout out to the sissies. Okay. All right. Listen. I mean, thank you for segueing, because she gave a little advice too. I don't know if y'all wanted it or not, but so again, I really enjoy this segment for us, because again, we talk through some really interesting topics at times, and so I don't think I'm ever gonna run out, because I'm always talking and thinking, and I got notes in my phone for weeks to come. So some things just don't sound as interesting as others, but we'll get there. But advice. I don't know how you guys, if you had to say, I take it or I give it, do you say you give advice more than you take at this stage in life, or
Absolutely for me.
You'll give it more than you take it?
Absolutely.
You talking about relationships though, right? Yeah.
Just
relationship advice.
Yeah, just advice, period. Like, well, I mean, if you're saying that,
I mean, because it's Black Love series, so I'm assuming you're talking about relationship advice.
Not necessarily. So do you guys think that single people should advise people who've been in marriages, or do you think it's appropriate that married people can advise single people? You think both sides? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think both sides can yeah, I think it could work both ways. Yeah.
Me too. I've always subscribed to the theory, don't shoot the messenger.
Okay.
If I'm walking down the street and a bum says to me, don't go around the corner because they're shooting people around there. Am I going to discard that advice just because he's homeless? No. You know, if it's making sense, good advice is good advice.
Okay, good. Well, all right. Well, here we go. We'll take this rabbit hole then. So I would ask you this question, sister, who then would you most likely take advice from?
Well, it just depends. Let's say for some reason, my husband and I didn't work out and I ended up single. And I'm talking to a woman who is married. I think she'd be dumb not to listen to me, because I can tell her what I did wrong to no longer be married, or I can tell her what she shouldn't tolerate just to be married. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when people in a couple don't want advice from a single person, it's because somebody doing wrong, and they like to say stuff like, they ain't even got nobody. How the hell are you gonna listen to somebody who ain't even got nobody? When the fact is they don't have nobody for a reason, and they can actually talk to you about their own experience or why they choose not to have anybody.
Okay. So Kenny, is there anyone, I know Black said he'll listen, you don't shoot the messenger, but is there any type of person that you really would say, I don't really think I want to get no advice from you?
I'll be honest with you. I'll say no, because I think we can learn from every different person from their experience.
Okay.
Regardless, positive or negative. So no, I can take advice from anyone.
Okay. So, all right. Well, then here we go. Listen, this is why I love having conversations with y'all. So here's my next question. Then what is the issue then with unsolicited advice? Like again, if it's that we take it from everybody. So are we making a bigger deal about that than not? Lee Black, is unsolicited advice a thing?
Yeah, it can be. So it depends on the circumstances. This is where you have to have emotional intelligence and know how to read the room. Okay. Lady D gave a perfect example. So if the advice that she's giving, whether it's solicited or not, is with the intent to help the person, that's fine. Because if I'm your friend, you're not going to always ask me for advice, but I feel it's my responsibility to tell you the truth. Sometimes whether you want to hear it or not. So I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you see me walking in a wrong direction and you guys are my friends and you my family, look at the situation we got right now. We have a dead kid in Mississippi that nobody's talking about. You know, could that have been prevented if somebody would have said, hey, you shouldn't stay behind? So I know we're talking about relationships here. So my thing is, you have to read the room. Now, this is where I can compartmentalize. Somebody can come out of jail and have that jailhouse intellect. Man, this, that, and that. You have to know, you have to have emotional intelligence to pick between the pieces of what that person's telling you. And if there's some gems in there that you can apply, because my whole show, Real Talk for Real Men, was based on one simple principle. We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. And I've stated on many times over the years I did it. I'm sitting here, a divorced man, and have all kinds of bad relationships. I can't tell you what works, but I can damn sure give you some advice on the things that didn't work, because I've been down that rabbit hole too many times.
Okay. Sister, unsolicited advice. I mean, is it a thing?
It just depends. You know, I don't like it from people with bad intentions or with some jealousy or some envy at the back, you know, at the end of it. And that comes from tell? That comes from, that's what I'm saying. If you got enough common sense, like I feel like everybody on this panel knows when somebody is giving you advice that doesn't serve you, but we all know some dumbasses who would allow somebody to persuade them in the wrong direction. Because we all know lonely hoes, male and female, who'd be like, if I was you, I wouldn't tolerate that shit. I'm gonna do what I want to do and go where I want to go. And I wouldn't put up with that shit, girl. If I was you, or dude, homeboy, if I was you, I wouldn't even be dealing with no shit like that. I'd be living my life while I can. We all know on this panel when it's coming from a negative place or from someone who is serious, but they just want you to be a lonely ass person, a miserable ass person like them, or they're lonely because they feel like your relationship is taking you away from them. And if you were single, y'all can be miserable together and party and all that shit. And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. They gonna find somebody and they're gonna be in love, and you're gonna be sitting over here lonely by your goddamn self because you let somebody talk you out of some shit. So I just pray that person has enough common sense to know where it's coming from. Take the advice and be like, child, I hear you, boy, and just move on.
My goodness. Yes, sir.
You know, this show is therapy for me. So
yes,
I vomit up real shit, and
what you regurgitating for us today, brother? Yes.
One of the reasons why my marriage ended was from bad advice.
Oh, wow.
This is the God's honest truth. My wife, beautiful person, took at bad advice. She had a bunch of single friends, and my wife made a transition from being a quiet stay-at-home to becoming more outgoing, and I encouraged that. I love that, and her independence, that never threatened me. Having said that, having a bunch of single friends saying, girl, you got to go home at 11 o'clock. Ooh, I couldn't be in no marriage. I couldn't have no man telling me what to do, this, that. So sometimes these jealous, bitter bitches who are telling you what you should be doing, and I warned her. And let's cut to the chase. When we split, every single one of those friends try to come over and fuck. Every last one of them.
Should have told them you sold your balls for 2.7. Wow. Kenny, I mean, unsolicited advice.
I think the biggest thing with that for me that really irks me is when you get it and you didn't ask for it.
Right.
I think sometimes when you, especially if you're talking to someone or you consider a confidant, and you really just trying to vent, you really just speaking and just talking about some things that you really want to get off your chest, then they start giving you this advice. It's like, bro, I'm not. This is just a vent session. I don't want your advice. That's not what I came to you for.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I don't like about unsolicited. When you are really just talking in general, and then people trying to tell you, this and that. No, that ain't what I'm here for. I don't need your advice. I'm just venting at this point.
Right. Okay. Well, I got two more, so I'm gonna just ask y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all time to think. I'm gonna ask you what's the worst advice you've ever gotten, and what's the best advice. So I'm gonna start with my worst. It's not specifically something, but this is the worst advice I can get. If I get advice from somebody that don't even take their own advice, like I can't listen to that type of person. If I know, I know somebody. Okay, I won't say that. I'll say this: if I know your business and I hear you trying to tell somebody else the very thing that you in, like, that's the worst type of advice you can give me. Some advice that you don't take yourself. Like that, I don't want to hear none of that. So, sister, what's the worst advice you've ever got? If it's that,
usually from family. Number one, probably my mama. Probably my mama. My mama gives the worst advice ever, especially when it comes to relationships, because she comes from an era of tolerance and bullshit and just stuff like that, and she just gives terrible advice.
Wow, that's interesting that you give context as far as like what she's been exposed to. I'm gonna remember those kids being exposed to those guys, right? That's really interesting. Yeah, Kenny, what's the worst advice you ever got?
I think the worst advice that I didn't take, but the worst advice that I ever gotten was always have a spare tire.
Well, that don't make no sense.
Right? How is that the worst?
That means if you with a woman, always have another one on the side.
Oh, you mean as a relationship?
I was thinking about a literal.
I was thinking literal.
No. That was. Okay. I'm like,
gotcha.
Okay. Yep.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
All right, sir.
My worst advice. Yeah, my worst advice too. Wasn't related to relationships. 17-year-old kid had an opportunity to move out and gain my independence, and advice from family was move in this house. We gonna buy this for your mama, and you can live in it, and it's gonna be great. No, you ain't been fucked properly until you've been fucked by family. And so it was the worst advice ever, because it led me down a road to where it took me years to break free of that. And the reality is I said this to somebody literally to my sisters just yesterday. Over the years, and now that I'm a 58-year-old man, and I mean this from every part of my bottom of my heart, I love my family. If I needed help right now, my experiences have been I do better by relying on friends and family, and I love my family. I love my family. But you know how they say you shouldn't go into business with family and friends? It is very true.
Okay, cool. And we'll end on a good note. So the best advice, right? Well, I'm just, you know, I know how the show can go, so I just, you try to switch it up a little bit. So the best advice I've ever gotten was from my 9th grade science teacher, and he's no longer with us. His name is Charles Reeves, and he was very fond of me, and he was very hard on me. You know what I'm saying? And he was a very smart man. And he told me, he said, we were doing problems in class, and I got the answer right. And he asked me how I got the answer. And I couldn't tell him how I got the answer. And so he said, Haynes, he said, seek not to find the answer, but to understand the question. And that stuck with me for a very long time, because he said, don't chase the answer, understand the question. Because then you'll always know that there's more than one way to get to the answer. And that has stuck with me in all facets of my life. So I've always tried to understand what's going on. That's why I'm probably my analytical side of me. I guess it just spoke to me like I was preaching to the choir. So that was the best advice I've ever gotten. Seek not to understand find the answer, but to understand the questions being asked. Kenny, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Best advice I have ever gotten is follow your heart, but take your brain with you.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, yeah,
I like that.
Definitely put it in the backpack for sure.
I like that.
All right, sister. Well, we know you didn't get it from your mama, but
I did not. But when I was a teenager, being raised the way I was, making the bad decisions that I was making at that time, I ended up in an alternative school in my hometown. And at that time, the principal of that school quickly noticed that I had no business in the situation and circumstances that I was in. And he literally stopped calling me by my name and started calling me doctor every day. Good morning, doctor. Good afternoon, doctor.
Oh, wow.
And every day he would encourage me and advise me to go to school. He wanted me to go to medical school, but I was like, well, let me go to nursing school and start there, because every day he made it a point to tell me how smart I was and advise me to figure out a way to get past my circumstances and my situation. And that was literally the best advice I've ever received.
That's awesome. Is he still alive? Do you still?
I don't know, and I can't remember his name, and I feel so sad because that alternative school is actually gone too. So I wish I remember who that man was, but yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I would love to hear from the family in the comments. Y'all tell me the best advice you've ever got from
the family's been quiet today.
Yeah. You know, our foolishness has been, kind of tampered down today. But, all right, Lee Black. I know there's so many, but
no, for me, this one was an easy one. Since you asked the best advice, like Lady D, mine's is very personal. Two of my brothers who are no longer with us, Everett Al Young and Paul Young, made an impression on me that carries me every day in everything I do. And it drives my dual personality. Paul was a straight up thug. Everything that you know in the movie New Jack City for Nino Brown, that was my brother Paul. He literally was Nino Brown.
Oh wow!
And then he was dark skinned, chocolate, good looking. Women loved him. He did a few stints in jail, beat women. Mean but charismatic all at the same time. And then you had Everett Al Young, the light skinned of the bunch. The pretty boy. Big fan of disco, and John Travolta introduced me to Saturday Night Fever and introduced me to the ballet. And so my advice comes from both of them. And I wanted to be them so bad. Being this little impressionable brother running behind them, looking at them for everything. And you got Paul the gangster telling me his advice was, your first impression is everything. Always carry yourself like a man. And then you had Al, his advice was, take a look around. Keep your head in them books. Don't be like these niggas, you better than that. And so my whole life was always balancing two sides. And we talk about those young kids in the Pop Warner. I grew up in Harlem, New York, the time of Rats and Roaches, the projects, the real New York. Not that shit you see now. I'm talking about the dope fiend era. And taking that advice and internalizing it, it has driven me to be able to embrace both sides of who I am. And I define myself as a sophisticated thug. I'm educated, I'm scholarly, but at my heart, I'm just a thug. And I got that advice from both of my brothers.
Yeah, great job, man. Okay. Miss Tori, you said I went over to the making Isaac salad, but listening went over. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lady T. We appreciate it. We got you.
Appreciate you.
So so fantastic. I think great advice is always good, and we definitely appreciate it. So was you G Money if your brother was Nino Brown?
I wanted to be so bad. I could tell you guys stories that would blow your mind.
Okay.
Because I lived it up close. No, nothing R-rated. But to see it, to travel with a gangster every day, to see him get his hair cut. He never wore the same clothes twice. He bought something and threw those clothes away. And to see women gravitate. I learned so much from my two brothers. It's everything I am. I pray that I make them proud.
Good. You already had it, brother. You already had it.
Great. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much for entertaining us in advice. And so again, I guess unsolicited advice is okay as long as, well, no, I guess you're soliciting for it. One thing, Kenny, I wanted to say, and I'll give it to Lee. A lot of times when you said we're just venting, I want to make sure that people go ahead and put that up front first, because a lot of times people normally by nature, especially men, we want to help fix things. And so I think if we know ahead of time that that's what you're doing, then, especially that person care about you, they may keep quiet. They know, hey, I need to be quiet.
Right.
Then just listen.
Yeah. That's true. That if y'all relationship is like that, they kind of know, okay, he just venting, so I'm not going.
Yeah,
you're right.
For sure. Mm-hmm. All right, sir. Because it's my name. You got so many. I don't know where you're going.
I do have a few, and thank you for nice segue, because a name is an important thing. So the lady of the house, Devin, interesting name. The moderator on the bottom, the voice of wisdom that makes this show run. My brother Brenton, very unique name. And then you have Kendrick. And my brother from another has told me that he's named after his favorite group, the Temptations. What's in your name? What is it about your name that makes you unique? And as you contemplate that, I want you to ask yourself this other question. What does Lindsey Graham, Maximus from the Gladiator movie, John Proctor, character from the literary classic The Crucible, and football player Ryan Clark all have to do with each other when it comes to a name? So this week, it went unnoticed, because while we're talking about fuckery and foolishness, and they got Fauci on trial over shit, but they won't put on trial about the Epstein, Caitlin Collins from CNN was flabbergasted at discovering in never before seen documentary footage of Lindsey Graham instructing Benjamin Netanyahu on how to fight war crime accusations. This show is about educating people. It went over a lot of people's heads, but it didn't go with mine. And so in this documentary, he literally laid out step by step how he could avoid being prosecuted for war crimes. This is the same Netanyahu that has helped goad our president into this quagmire of a fuckery that we in right now that's costing the John Q. American citizens. But we're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. They buried him last week, and he had a ceremony, and Trump this, that. Well, y'all know how I feel about Lindsey Graham. I wish he had died more painfully. Fuck him and everything that he stands for. Maximus from the movie Gladiator. There's a famous sign at the very beginning of the movie, one of my favorite movies, and Maximus, his quote is, "Brothers, what we do in life echoes into eternity." And it was a war cry to basically motivate his soldiers to go out there and conquer the world as Romans did. And at one time, the Romans had conquered everything that lay in front of them. But he used that line to help instill the power in them. And then if you've never seen the movie John the Crucible, beautiful movie. John Proctor being accused, this was the time of Salem witch trials, and he was accused of being a witch, and he was on trial for his life. And he could have escaped being hanged had he simply just admitted that he had consorted with the devil. And he was willing to do that to save his life, except that he had to sign his name to a document saying that he did it. And his line was, he said, "I can't. You'll have to kill me because it's my name. I cannot have another in life because of lie and sign myself to lies because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that have hanged. How may I live without my name?" His name was so important that even in facing death, he just couldn't sign away that and give away his reputation. Well, the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1, my pastor brother would appreciate this. It tells us that better is a person's day of death than the day they were born. Why would it say that? Well, the truth of the matter is, when you're born as a baby, you have not made a name for yourself as God.
That's right.
With God. You're innocent. You're at the behest of your parents. Those young kids that we talked about were innocent today on today's show, they're blameless. Adults are driving the narrative of who they are to become. And so as we go through life, we build up who we are. And my brother from another always talks about that dash in between. Born, and when you're in, what do you do with that dash? What kind of name have you made for yourself? So I saved the last one, Ryan Clark. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the video on his own podcast where he talked about her aspiring, and he cried. And it broke my heart because he talked about the fact that he alluded to at least, he might have been able to save his job had he just been willing to play the game. Mm-hmm. But he stood firmly on his principles. And what ultimately led to his demise, everybody else spoke ill of a certain incident, but he was the one that they took exception to. And the line he said that really got it home for me, Mr. Sports himself, he said how much worse he would have felt had he not stood on his principles for all the years he worked for ESPN. He talked about the fact that all of the years he worked for ESPN, he was proud of the fact that he was his authentic self. He still lost his job, but he would never have to live with the shame of having sold out who he was. And it got me to thinking about who we are as people. That young man that lost his life in Mississippi, and we may never know the truth. And he just had his funeral too, folks. Yeah. Do you know that none of his so-called friends showed up at the funeral? Not one. Yeah. What does it say of who we are as people? We all have jobs. We all have responsibilities. And yeah, we have to bend from time to time our principles a little bit. But at the end of the day, Devin, Kendrick, Brenton, what I love and respect most about you guys is without going to the job with you every day, one thing I know with every certainty in my being, that you are your authentic self and you stand 10 toes down on your principles, and you ain't gonna let nobody, not a job or nobody, ever make you compromise your integrity to the point that you deny your name. And I talked about earlier about individuality. I challenge everybody, listen to my voice. Stand up, stand for something. Because at the end of the day, they see you how they see you. And when I say they, you know what I'm talking about. And so at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, how much money we've made, how big our house is, what we drive, and the vacations we take, that dash in between, it won't mean a damn thing if we don't stand up and own and take full accountability of who we are as a people. So you might not like everything I say. I acknowledge I'm an opinionated SOB, but I stand on who I am, and I'll be damned if I'm going to betray that for anybody. Because guess what, folks? It's my name.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. Yes, sir. Wow. I won't even mess it up by commenting. It's final thoughts time. So great show today, ladies and gentlemen. I sure appreciate it. Sister, are we gonna go for 3?
Huh?
Are we gonna be 3? We gonna go back to back?
Oh, I have nothing going on next weekend. No.
What you say, girl? Look at her. Yeah.
We in this thing.
All right. And then the 5th member, what you say, 5th member? So just know my name.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Yes, it. All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all so much, Miss Tori, for giving Lee Black his flowers. That was good.
Yeah. Already.
All right, Kenny. Well, listen, like always, brother, we won't let you go last. So
and that's
go first.
And that's cool. I'm not going to be before you very long. I'm not going to lie like most of the ministers in the pulpit. When they get ready to say they closing their sermon, they gonna go another 30 minutes. I'm not gonna do that.
I feel but we like from last week again.
but I'm shout out to CC, shout out to Lady T, shout out to Sherry, shout out to Brother Jack. Thank you all for supporting us, coming and watching. Again, make sure if you haven't, like, subscribe to TFG Tonight. Lady T, we appreciate the donation. That means a lot because we don't do this for the money. We do this because we want to educate and entertain, and we're a family, and we come here, and again, like Brother Black says, a lot of times we just want to see each other and we want to vent.
Yes, sir.
And we want to vent, and we want to give you our perspective on what's going on in the world today. But my final thoughts is, that youth football video really disturbed me to the utmost. Y'all know how I feel about the N-word. Mm-hmm. I'm a hip hop connoisseur. I grew up in the rap game. I get it. That's part of our vernacular. Mm-hmm. I just don't like the word. And I damn sure don't like it when it's coming from 8-year-olds that they can barely spell their names. They couldn't even recite anything from Malcolm X or Brother Martin or Medgar Evers or Langston Hughes. They couldn't even recite his poem. But they damn sure knew these words from PTF Nuke, whoever the hell that is, with that horrible song. But again, I could be a hypocrite. I can't be a hypocrite because I like some raunchy stuff too. I did. But I wasn't liking raunchy stuff at 8 years old. Mm-hmm. There was no adults over me allowing me to like raunchy stuff. So I want my sports enthusiasts, my coaches. I'm speaking to these coaches. Again, I'm in the sports. I'm into it. I know about youth, and I love the youth. I'm speaking to these wannabe youth coaches. You got a lot of responsibility on you. And it behooves you to lead these little young fellows and young women too, women coaches as well. You make sure you putting the right seed. Make sure you plant the right seed in these young athletes. They shouldn't be listening to PGF Nuke at 8 years old. And I'm not knocking him in his artistic, whatever he does. That's cool. Parental advisory. They ain't old enough for that. Let them become 18 and 19. If they want to listen to that, cool, that's their thing. But as a coach and trying to mold young men and young women, that's not a good look. Again, I don't know how we can fix this, but I damn sure know I'm gonna keep speaking out about it. So y'all might not like me, but I'm gonna keep speaking out about it when I see something. I'm gonna call it out. I don't give a damn what you look like. So that's my final thoughts.
No, Kenny, you failed on that one. You didn't. You gave him that preacher. You gave him that preacher part. Now you
no. Wait. I didn't go. Okay. My bad.
Listen, we gonna call balls and strikes around here. We call balls and strikes.
I did go a little longer than I expected. My
all
bad.
right, that's all right. No problem. We appreciate that. All right, madam. As always, enjoyed you.
Okay, I want to go back to what we was talking about giving advice and taking advice. I feel like I am one of the best advice givers in the world. I'm gonna claim that. I'm gonna always wear my crown. I'm gonna always tell you right, even when I'm wrong. I tell my kids all because they always tell me all the time, Mom, you always telling us to do stuff and you don't even do that. Because I'm trying to tell you right. I'm trying to lead you in the right direction so you don't make some of the same bad decisions that I made and where you have to undo it later in life. And it's just so much more. It's so much harder to fix things after you have 3 kids and a bad relationship. Just telling you the truth. But at the same time, I'm not the best on taking advice from certain people, especially them dusty ass, lonely ass, bitter ass bitches and dudes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got to be careful who you accept your advice from. And I love, our older generations, our mamas and our aunties, but them the worst hoes to take advice from. Yeah. They done got shot by dudes. They done accepted 3-4 sign babies. They got their ass whooped every 72 hours because he's an alcoholic and he want her paycheck. Don't listen to the old hoes. When they want to give you advice about how to cook and stuff like that and how to make that peach cobbler turn out right and how much vanilla to put in your banana pudding, that's what you listen to. But when they telling you about men, don't listen to them. They still listening to Shirley and talking about his ass and all that shit. Barbara and them, don't listen to them. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Talk to you a Gen X with some good goddamn sense. Don't tolerate that bullshit from that man. He gonna mess up your pH balance. You gonna end up with some shit Ajax can't scrub off of you because somebody told you to stay with this man because that's your husband. Don't let the devil come in your house and ruin your shit. When the devil laying next to you, bitch, man, he the devil. So sometimes just go to people that got good sense. Not nobody at the church because they'll steer you wrong too because they'll tell you dirty shit and then still expect you to pay 10%. You know what I'm saying? So just have the good sense to know what proper advice is and what the improper advice is, and don't listen to them old boomers and shit because they'll definitely steer you. Y'all have a great Friday. God bless you.
This is.
I knew it.
I'm not sick of you.
Lady D is the best. Lady
I
D
knew it
is
was
the best.
coming.
I mean, been on the road all evening.
This Lady D been.
Hey, when she get in that zone, it's on and popping.
Yeah.
When she get in that zone.
Mine is real quick. Mine is a PSA and a request. Go to Aldi's, folks. They got these Zarita wands, and they got different versions of them. Magnificent. Like, $8 a bottle, but oh my God, cocktails, ready-made cocktails, 14.9% alcohol at Aldi's. They got different versions. Just add them to your collection. Just ready to pour.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You just hooked me up on something.
Oh my God, Aldi's, they got it. And you got to get them because you know how Aldi's is. It might be out of season. Right. I also want to recommend The Odyssey. If you have not seen the movie Odyssey yet, it's a great movie, great date night for you married couples. And Brother Kenny, as hot as it is here in Dallas, it's hot as hell. Even Satan ain't coming out in this motherfucker. So for 3 hours, it's a cool way to just sit in a quiet dock. But the movie is Christopher Nolan made me fall in love with going to see movies on the big screen again. Beautiful, beautiful movie. And my last request is, I've been here now about 3 months. So I met you guys in person. It's time for us to meet again. I don't know where. I don't know who needs to set it up. My place is, you're welcome, but I have no problem driving. But again, I want to see my family. So I want to, before this summer ends and school get back in session in the fall, let's plan something, family, where we can get in the same room again and feel that energy. I love you guys. I want to see, I moved here. One of the appeals was I wanted to be able to see you guys for real. Y'all are my friends for real and y'all family for real.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
We just can't go eat at Yardbird. And I'm sure ain't eating no Waffle House either. So.
Name the place, my brother. I'm there. Let's make this happen.
I can do Waffle House. I'm easy.
Me too, but
I know y'all can. That's the problem. That's exactly what the problem is, right there. All righty. All right. Well, listen, y'all, real quickly, we're gonna get out of here. Have you experienced a leg up this year? Have you had a leg up on anything? Just this year?
Kind of, sort of.
Man, you know what? I'm not going to answer that because I was getting ready to go dirty.
There's a leg on my husband's shoulder. Does that count?
Oh boy. Well, there you go. There you go.
All right, honey. Well, all right.
I was going to talk about my third leg, but she didn't already. Okay. There you
okay,
go.
Kenny. Thank you. All right. Okay, Lee. I don't think you got room to say anything else now.
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
Good. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. Well, all right. Well, I don't know where y'all legs have been, but I guess if they up, they up. Well, y'all take a look and we'll just talk through the situation.
Mama.
Bless her heart.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that dog almost got it.
Oh, baby.
Oh my God.
Oh, and she had on a Fred Flintstone dress too.
Thank you, Sister Sherry.
What you call it, Kitty?
She had on a Fred Flintstone dress.
Listen,
that looked like she from Bedrock. she from Bedrock.
Thick ass zebra, wasn't she?
She's straight.
That ain't right.
She damn near killed Dino. She damn near killed Dino.
Listen, I know one thing. She got the Holy Ghost on her because she kept them legs closed. You hear me?
Nobody want them legs.
They didn't even flap up anywhere.
Hey, believe me, that bike didn't even want them legs. Don't nobody want them legs.
Apparently, right? So listen, I hope everybody will have an opportunity to get a leg up this year, but just make sure you don't have it next to a bicycle. Because again, apparently you might not make it over.
Lady T said, "Was that Wilma or Betty?" I don't know which one.
That was Fred. That was Fred.
Yeah, and I can see it too.
That
I can see it.
Bonnie.
Damn.
Oh, okay. Well, one more time before we go. Here it is.
Mama.
That dog show almost got it.
He's like, hell no.
That dog got some quick reflexes. God, that was good. Boy, all right. Well, listen, y'all, we're going to run them back to back this month. Well, I guess it'll be August. So that's Kenny, that's Devin, and that's Lee Black, ladies and gentlemen. And we will see y'all in 7 days. We out of here.